Wenrui. He will come and have our timeline team to do the photographers. And we also try to do 2024. And we are going to have a topic about education and about the principle. Let's have a see the Tsinghua University. They have a sport competition, and you can see a lot of elder people they doing the competition. In our school, have the center for the elder people, and the elder people can cooperate with our young student, and the student will know the old people's their thinking. So we can see the L people is the first participant in the sports competition. And we also have the exam about the the university, because in Hualien and Taitung they lack of the nursing. So we are trying to training more students for the nursing. And in the future, the Yuli Hospital, they will have a long care centers, and they will need more people to join us. So we try to train these kinds of students to join us. And these students, they will have a subsidize for their scholarship, and they can take care the people living in the Hualien and the Taitung, and they also have the very good skill. And our student is very kind and compassion. You can see they have the water gun and try to wash the car in the school in the winter day, because they try to fundraising for the refugee. So the principal say these students they also try to find some teacher who can teach them how to wash the car, and try to raise funding more money for the refugee in the Turkey's earthquake. So we can see our student is very smart. And about like typhoon, because today also typhoon coming in. So in Hualien and the Taitung is also it have a typhoon area. So our principal and also try to organize something for avoid the typhoon coming. So we can see the student and the teacher or school staff, they try to organize something for avoid the typhoon. So we can see the principal is very mindful to organize everything, and also have a technology part. And you can see the student or they wear the AR glass and try to stimulate the bone and the blood vessels with the virtual words. So you can see they can cooperation with a high technology company, and this company also can train the student, and they can learn more about the high technology. So in this, and we can see a student can learn from the high technology company, and our school also will set up a laboratory to training the students. So we can see our principal, they are online, So we are welcome our principal Wenrui because you have very positive energy. Hello, everyone.
校长好。
各位师兄师姐好。
是有看到我们慈义会，你们慈科大慈义会的师姐吗？
Because the typhoon, so the principal stay in Hualien, but he is online, try to share to us.
他们今天还是要出席，然后并且站在这边，让校长看到教育现场希望绽放。
We give the time to the principal. Hello, everyone, the brother sister in Kaohsiung and all over the world, and very happy to share the whole of the topics about the education. And in the education part, master give us the direction is we have to educate with the demeanor, and we also need to nurture with the virtues, and foster with the curiosity, and a guide with a role model. So the parents holds the role in the children, and the nationality the whole is in their resident. So education is very important for us. But recently, in Taiwan, the education system still need to move on more. So I want to share this topic with everyone.
教育脱贫可能需要一些的协助哈，所以我今天就会针对这部分跟各位师兄师姐做分享。没有，下一页。
We try to figure out our PowerPoint.
师姐，那个画面不会换页。
Okay. No.
份简报是由你们自己控制呢？
对。现在不能换页。
你们的不能换吗？
对，我这边电脑这边不能换页。
Okay, we are moving on next page.
我们这里也有你的简报。
好 ，OK， 好，那就请下一页。
好 ，OK， 来，是。
好，在下一页。
好，是这个吗？
不是，在下一页。
可是，我知道校长校长，如果这样子的话，是不是
I have some problem about the PowerPoint, so we try to figure out.
那您收掉简报，用我们这边好不好？要不然你的画面就会一直处在是双格画面，一直停留在你那一张简报。您收掉好了，用我们这里的。嘿，
好 ，OK。
就麻烦您收掉，然后人帅帅的在那边，其他的由我们来。嘿你要让我们知道要第几个。好，现在你有看到我的，但是你还没有收掉您的画面呢。对，你们整个简报我们帮他收掉，收掉了，很好。然后校长，现在你有看到我的简报画面吗？我现在在第2页，你有看到吗？
有，现在有了。
Okay.
跟我们指导，就是您讲到哪里，下一页，我们来。
I want to share to everyone about the education is very important. We try to use education to help the disadvantaged student, but because we still find they have a difficulty to help. So I want to share some information to everyone. The first one, 2015, we about the student apply the subsidize. We can have a look. The university student apply the subsidies. They is almost 28%, and the students study in the technology school or TAFE, the college, they apply the subsidies almost 71%. And in the public school, the student they apply the subsidies is 20%. And in the private school, student apply the subsidies is almost high to 80%. So we can see between the poverty and the rich, they also have some big gap. And they between the social stage and the education, they is have a bad circulation. And we can see next chart. And about the chart, you can see like it's the family year salary. And you can see the students study in the Taiwan national students, they have a 50% the Taiwan national student, they come from the top 20 rich families. So let's talk about if your family are rich, you get more resource and you also can get into the good school. And the next chart is about the top 20 universities. And they top 20 university, they also have the same situation. If you come from the wealthy family, and you more percentage can get into the top 20 university. So you can see the percentage is also higher. And the next chart is just tell us if you come from the rich family, you will get more resource and can nurse you more and cultivate the children more from the financial side. And you also can get more resource. So that's why the students from the high income family, they enter the good school is higher than the poor family. So even though Taiwan have a lot of project to help the disadvantaged student, but they still is have a big gap or need more help to help this disadvantaged student. And we also have the we call STAR project, try to multi-entrance projects. That is help the disadvantaged student try to enter the good school. So this kind of thing is difficult to fix. And the next chart, we also can see in the chart right hand side is the top 1 university. And you can see the left side is the private university. And you can see private university, they receive less resource from the government. And the student also receive less resource. So the more poor families children, they want to get into the top university, the percentage is less. So the most we need to help the student and also couldn't get very good resource from us or from government. So it's unfair for the poor family. And we can see we have we call the copy the social stage. In 2018, they have they say the top 20 the wealthy family, their children will become the 45% of the wealthy children. And in Taiwan, the top 20 poor family, and they calculate their children will have 70% of will become poor. And in American also have a top 20 rich family, and their children have 50% of children will also will inherit rich. In American, the poor 20 family, and they just have a 1% to become rich. So the conclusion is they have three assets will inherit to the next generation. And the first one, the assets is financial. The children can inherit the financial from their parents. So, and the rich family will inherit the money to their children. And then the second asset can inherit is about the knowledge. It's like a parent, they will educate their children. So about the cultural assets, they also can inherit to their children. So parent is the children's role model. And another one also can inherit to the next generation is we call the social connect. So if your parent connect more and this kind of connect or network actually will inherit to their children. So their children will get more information or more support from their parents. So that's why the wealthy family, they always have a privilege. So we can see the recently the education system actually couldn't improve our social stage, change too much. So, and also our multi-enter program for the disadvantaged student, and they have a limit the help for these kinds of students, because these kinds of the program or for the disadvantaged student, they also need to prepare some kinds of document for their exam or social activity. So if you are the poor, come from poor family, they don't have much support for you, give you to have more activity. So we also think these kinds of project for the countryside student is limit. So how can we turn the poor student? We need to extend their vision. For example, if the rich family, they will send their children go abroad to study or travel, try to expand their vision. So there is kind of vision. So, but for poor families, the student, because the parent couldn't give them more support, so they really couldn't receive more resources from their parent. For example, the indigenous, the student, they can sometimes they can study from a nursing school. And sometimes their parents encourage them to study nursing school. So that's why we want to really help the poor student. So we want to have a three topic to help the disadvantaged student. We want to use education to get rid of poverty, and also we want to training land, and we also want to nursing land with the schools information, and we try to recruit more volunteer, and the student can join us, and then these poor students to get rid of poverty. And this because these kinds of students they need more subsidized to help them. So in our school we will training this part. Later I will share some story about our student do some activity, and the final about the recruit volunteers. Because TG is a very good big group to do the good thing, but we need more and a young volunteer to join us. So our school will encourage our students to join the TGs and do the TG works. And then our volunteer is younger and have a younger volunteer join us. And we also will encourage these students, maybe they can go abroad to help the foreign countries student to become better. And the master usually tell us we need more volunteer in overseas. So we also came from the education part to help the people suffering.
Okay. So we need to localize the volunteers, and also through the education, we can cultivate more volunteers. And so these are the three goals for our current education. And so let's talk about the Typhoon Haiyan in Philippines in 2013, destroying the devastating damage, and our Tzu foundations also provide cash for work to help them rebuild their homes through their efforts. And aftermath, because those regions are remote, and for the students and the young people, they are facing challenges of education, receiving education and employment. So we also provide support in these aspects. And we'll also share more later. And next, and as you may see from the photos, this is the percent trend in Indonesia in 2017. There are many students there, over like 10,000 students there, and more than 70 or 80% are female, and the rest are male. And we observed that the age from newborn baby to like university students. So I feel that they learned nothing professional there, and they also feel sort of lost about their future. And as we may see from the photos, that the environmental is quite simple, and food is also simple. And they also manage tasks like cooking by themselves. And in the right-hand side, you can see that the clothes are there to dry. They try to dry their clothes there. And actually, it's a basketball yard. So their environmental is quite challenging. Without our help, their future is sort of worrying us. And next, pictures show Mozambique High School, and many students are studying under trees. So they have a difficult learning environment. Tzu also supporting them to rebuild schools there. And as you may see there, the school also rebuilt. We hope to provide them with professionals. And next, so we focus on specialized fields in our education. We hope that their own abilities like marketing management and also the bakery management. And secondary, we'll teach them some tooling or facilities like information technology. So they are able to utilize information technology for their future. And in terms of language, we also provide language training for like Philippines or students from Indonesia. So that will help them to serve in Taiwan after graduation. And in addition, we also provide suitable courses and their future development. So to provide relative professional training. For example, for Philippine students, we provide training on long-term care. Actually, we have many Filipino caregivers from Philippines in Taiwan. So we try to enrich their skills to help them be employed in Taiwan after graduation. And we also support them the nursing courses, so they can also have more choices after graduation. And since agriculture is popular in Indonesia and Mozambique, we also offer such kind of class so they can apply into practice after graduation and back to their countries. So I hope that all the students here will be familiar with the professional field and also the tools. And so next, I'm to share about some professional fields. So looking at our talent cultivation program in the College of Nursing. So when our school was established in response to the demand for nursing professionals, we started supporting indigenous nursing students. and provide them scholarship so they don't need to worry about tuition and can finish studies and then find jobs after graduation. We also set new immigrant children class, so to help them obtain some resources. We also provide scholarships for the students to study at school and also find a good job afterward. And this is the learning status. They also learned many classes in the daily school life. We not only provide them the professional subjects, but also many activities. And looking at our nursing, this is especially in response to the Filipino students. And in 2019, we had 18 students from Philippines for long-term care. And we also have 20 students each in 2020 and 2022 to support the disadvantaged students. We also provide scholarships and also help them to find jobs after graduation so they can turn their life afterward. And this is, as we may see from the photos, they smile happily. We provide not only the professional classes, but also the humanities and volunteering works, also the flower arrangement and daily routines. So in addition to the regular education, we also provide like moral education. And this is also about the Filipino long-term program. We have 14 students serving in Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital nursing home and 12 serving at Taichung Tzu Chi nursing hospitals, and 3 in Philippine Tzu Chi Philippine free clinic, 2 working as caregivers, and 1 in Tzu Chi Philippine for health centers. So, and then let's move on. For these students, you can see from the photos, they provide care for the elderly. They also volunteer in hospitals. And all the students, they're eager in learning, and they are proactive and also learning awards. They also donate the prize to help relief for disaster victims in Turkey and the victim. And in terms of health technology management, we work with entrepreneurs that provide scholarships for overseas students for their educational enrichment. And like, for example, we have 25 students who received a scholarship from Cinemas Group, and they are all outstanding performers. So with the good company scholarship, it's also positive for their futures. And all the students are happy to share what they have learned in Taiwan to share with their parents. So their parents don't worry about their life here. And these photos, from these photos, we can see that students who are the scholar recipients from Silent Mars group. We also teach them some agriculture knowledge so they can apply it into their future life after they return to their countries. And next, even those students are disadvantaged, however, they are proactive and positive in learning. And students, they participate the sustainable energy creating competition. And our students, they won gold medal. And actually their performance is actually much better than the students from our top universities. So if we can provide them some resources, they can perform very good. And that's also the direction we are working toward. We also support students with school resources in their future employment. And I hope they will be the great geniuses in the future. And that's all my sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Principal Ro. Okay, so look at our students. They are all excellent. Even Principal Roy is not on site. Our volunteers give positive feedback on what you have done for the education. We have feedback from online audience that education to rid of poverty. We also observed some problems in education field, but how to fix it, we really need the solutions and actions from Tzu Chi University. And thank you so much for sharing the vision. We also have feedback from the audience that we are grateful for the sharing from the principal role, and we believe that the Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology will have prosperous future under your leading, and you have provided a good environment for learning, for education. So it's really great having you. I'm really appreciate that you are online to share with us. So I invite Principal Ro when I hosted the 30th anniversary ceremony. So I invite him, and he replied positively. So I'm really grateful for your sharing online. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. So with that in part, we are happy to see everyone. And for